Hey guys, it's me, Carrie. Happy 4th of July if you are in the US. If you're anywhere else in the world, obviously, happy Tuesday. It's not a very happy Tuesday or a happy 4th of July for me. I don't know, I was just in the house getting teary-eyed for no apparent reason. I know I say a lot, guys. That's something I have to work on in my videos. I just, it's a bad depression day. And that just seems like such a blanket statement to make, but so often that's what it is. I'm hormonal, I think. I'm nearing the end of that time, so I tend to be extra hormonal at the beginning and end of that time. Another awesome thing about being a woman, but I don't know. I was just upstairs and I was actually watching my friend Jen's video, Beetle Babe. If you guys aren't subscribed to her, you should be because she's awesome. But I was watching her do a ukulele cover of a song called Bluebird by Paul McCartney, and it was just so beautiful. And I just thought, damn. First of all, I wish I had musical talent to play an instrument. I started to many times in my life. As a child, I played at different periods of time piano, violin, viola, and cello, and stuck with none of them, and I regret that greatly. And also to have the balls to sing on camera. I love to sing. I am not great at it. I can carry a tune at best, I think. I actually do the app Smule Sing, if you've heard of it, Smule. Smule Sing is fun. It's a free app that you can do. It's obviously way better if you pay for it because then you can sing solos, and if you do the free version, you have to sing with other people's pre-recorded tracks, but that's still a lot of fun too. And once in a while, somebody will put up a song and be like, hey, here's a solo, knock yourself out. And I play that, and I do that in the dark of night, in the bathroom by myself, because I'm embarrassed to sing even in front of my mom and my husband. Even though they've heard me before, like I've done karaoke a few times in front of them, I just get nervous and uncomfortable, so I pretend the bathroom is my recording studio, and I set up my iPad on the toilet lid and I sing. I would never have the courage, I don't think, to sing here on the channel. And I can't play an instrument, so I'm certainly not going to sing a cappella. Hell no, I would not subject you guys to that. But I was just watching and thinking how brave Jen is to do that and how cool that is. And also just wishing that she was closer and that my friends, so many of you guys, were closer, in physical proximity to me. I mean, she's on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast. Chances are we'll probably never meet in person. But I feel like she's such a kindred spirit and would be someone that I would feel really comfortable hanging out with in person. And so many of you guys I feel that way about. And some assholes driving a motorcycle, I guess, really loud. Sorry if you heard that. I'm sure you did. Um, I have a handful of friends that live in the same area as I do, and I see them on occasion, but for the most part, my friends are spread far and wide, so I don't really get to socialize with people too often. Um, so there's that. Again, part of that is my anxiety and depression, and part of that is literally just not having a lot of people here. I mean, I do have, like I said, some friends local to me, which is cool, and we get together sometimes and it's awesome, but I don't have a lot of friends that are local. And honestly, I couldn't tell you the last time I just called up or texted like a single friend and said, hey, let's just go get coffee. I don't know why that's terrifying to me, but it is. And of course, they all work and I don't, so that makes it hard. And of course, there'll be those of you who'll be like, well, fuck you, get a job then, bitch, instead of sitting on your lazy ass. But those of you who get how extreme mental illness works and depression and anxiety will hopefully understand that it's definitely not something that I have chosen not to do. Because, yeah, I love being broke. It's awesome. It's really fun. And feeling like a waste of space and a total loser, yeah, I live for that. But, again. But, so, yeah, I'm just having a really bad day. I'm just super down in the dumps, and I thought I would come on and chat with you guys in case any of you are feeling the same way today. And I think holidays make it worse sometimes. a lot of you are probably not going to be watching this today. Maybe you'll watch it later because you're out at barbecues or you're on vacation or you're at the beach with your family or whatever. And my family's not the family that does that. I mean, my mom and my husband and I are going to have a meal later. Brian's going to cook us up some steaks that my mom bought the other day. Sorry, my nose is itchy. And that'll be nice and everything. And I'm certainly not ungrateful for the fact that it's a beautiful day. It's not super hot out. And we'll have our meal and it'll be cool and whatever. But like my bigger family, aunts, uncles, cousins, and whatnot, we don't get together and do family stuff like that. We used to when I was younger, but that hasn't happened in 25 years, I would say. Not since, really, it kind of stopped when my grandmother passed away. Actually, my grandfather passed away when I was 15, and that was when we stopped having Christmases together. And since then, once in a blue moon, we'll get together as a large family unit for like a bridal shower or a wedding or something. But other than that, we don't do holidays together. Everybody's all splintered and doing stuff with their own families, their own kids, and their own whatever. So my family is not the type to do like a big to-do on the 4th of July, and I don't think I've ever gone on vacation on the 4th of July. Certainly not in my recent recollection. I mean, if I did, it would have been years and years and years ago, and that's financial mostly. We can't really afford to go away and do a whole hell of a lot. I've mentioned to you guys before, we go, my husband and I, to this Monster Mania convention for 2 different weekends a year. We're in New York, it's in New Jersey, so I mean, people that think this is this big grandiose thing that we fly across the country or whatever, no, we drive like 2.5 hours and we stay at this one hotel, and we use points that we accrue partially to pay for it because it's a Holiday Inn, and we have fun. I mean, that's our vacations, and some people will, take a trip to Disney World or wherever, and some people take 2, 3, 4, 5 trips a year, and no, that's not us. We drive to the next state and we spend a weekend twice a year at this horror convention. And I am really looking forward to that. I'm not ungrateful for that. Believe me, I know some people can't afford to take any trips at all. I mean, when we save all year, my husband saves. I contribute, what I can from my small savings account. Fucking But that's our vacation. We don't do like get away for the 4th of July, get away for Labor Day weekend, get away for Easter week and spring break and yada 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 yada. So I see these pictures on Facebook and Instagram and whatever of all these people taking all these trips and doing all these things with their families, and it's hard sometimes. I mean, it's natural to be jealous, I think, of people that have more or you perceive have more than you. And obviously, everything's relative. Sorry for the train, guys. Nothing I can do about that. Obviously, I have more than other people, too. It's like everything I bitch about is like first world problems. Luckily, thankfully, my mom owns the house that I live in, and we have a place to stay and a roof over our heads, and we can afford to eat each month, and we can afford to, keep clothes on our bodies and whatever. So, I mean, there are people that would be so grateful for what I have. So I'm not trying to be like, oh, woe is me, my life is so much harder than everybody else's. It's not. It's harder than some. It's easier than others. It is what it is. But I shoot straight with you guys, regardless of how it's perceived, because I don't know how to be any other way. Actually, that's not true. I do know how to be one other way, which is to remain silent and keep all of my thoughts and feelings to myself, which is what I did for a good portion of my life. I certainly went through all of school up until and including my senior year of high school pretty much isolated and quiet, and I would say in my graduating class of 98, maybe 5 people actually knew me, and the rest just, I thought, couldn't be bothered, didn't give a shit to know me, and I still kind of feel like that, but part of me feels like maybe if I had been a little bit less shy and reserved and put myself out there a little more, I would have had more friends. I don't know. It's neither here nor there now. The point is that's how I was, and a lot of, pretty much through college I was pretty quiet too. I had my circle of friends, And some of them I'm still friends with now, which is so awesome. We've actually reconnected on Facebook, and that's amazing. And I would love to see them in person again. I've seen a few times. There are others that I have not seen since college, and logistically we could do it. We don't live that far apart, with the exception of my Jen all the way up in Maine. I wish I could see you and kiss your doggy's face. She has the cutest bulldog named Nigel, who I always say is my boyfriend. He's so sweet. But I would love to see those girls, like, and have a little reunion or something. I think that'd be really fun, even though I'd be scared shitless, because I always feel stupid when I get together with people, because, like, they can talk about things. Like, this is, this is my job, and here's pictures of my kids, and, I don't have a job or kids, but here's a picture of my cats, and, I do YouTube. But, like I said, it is what it is. Everything is relative, so... I guess somebody's decided to shoot off fireworks. My cats hate them so much. My one cat's better adjusted because we got him in Florida, and fireworks are legal in Florida, so people shot them off whenever the hell they felt like it. Here in New York, they're not, but it doesn't stop anybody. But it's not as prevalent here. And it's broad daylight. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 12:30 or something, so I don't see why you'd be shooting off fireworks now, but, some people have to. But anyway, I know this video is all over the place. It's definitely just a vloggy, rambly, whatever kind of thing, but I just felt like I was in the mood to talk with you guys. I was feeling lonesome, and my husband was trying to pep talk me. He's like, it would be worse if you didn't have friends at all. At least you have friends, scattered around the world that you can talk to on social media. And, if you wanted to get brave, you could Skype with them or talk on the phone with them, although he understands that that's incredibly scary for me. I do it on rare occasions with certain people that I feel I can, but I'm not really altogether comfortable with that, so it doesn't happen very often. But, even text on a screen and talking in comments to videos and stuff, it helps. It's not like I don't have friends, so, I'm grateful for that. And certainly for the few that are in my local vicinity that I see, when I see, I'm certainly grateful for that, too. I'm not friendless. I'm just lonely. And it's hard. But, now every time I say it, I'm gonna, yell at myself, because that's my nature. I don't know, I'm a perfectionist, anal retentive. I say OCD. My therapist has said I'm technically more like borderline OCD. She wouldn't necessarily give me that formal diagnosis, but I've said this to you guys before, and I'll say it again, I do not use that term loosely. I know there are people that are legitimately diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder, and I am in no way, shape, or form trying to minimize that, that illness or that disorder, whatever, you choose to call it. I am not. I do say I have OCD tendencies, I guess, because I do. And like I said, I'm a perfectionist. I'm my own worst critic. So when I fuck things up, believe me, I'm going to be the first person to say, fuck you, Carrie, you fucked up again. If I spill something, on the carpet, oh my God, I scream and yell at myself and tell myself what an idiot and an asshole I am. And my husband's like, seriously? He used to say back in the day, before we knew I couldn't have kids, he'd be like, would you do that to our kid if our kid spilled something on the floor? And I'd be like, no, of course not. He's like, then why do you do it to yourself? Because I still have issues with liking myself and respecting myself and appreciating myself. And I don't know if that will ever fully go away. It's actually gotten a lot better over the years, believe it or not, even though it's still a big issue. But I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I guess I'll probably just cut it off in a minute. I guess what I just wanted to say is that I'm having a hard day, and if you guys are too, you're not alone in that. It definitely helps me to know that I'm not alone in the shit that I go through, even though I wish nobody else had to suffer. Every time I hear someone say, I get it, I'm with you, I understand, you're part of my tribe, you're one of us, it makes me feel a little bit less like a freak. Although, I say on my Facebook fan page, whatever, I don't know what else to call it, the Facebook page affiliated with this channel and with my blog, let your freak flag fly, and I do believe in that fully. I think we're all kind of freaks in a way, but some of us are more willing to admit it than others. But I don't know, knowing that there are other people out there that go through what I go through definitely helps me, so I hope it helps you guys too. I know some of you, yeah, I know, I said again. I know some of you guys watch this channel probably just for like lip balm reviews or toy unboxings or whatever, but I'm never going to be the girl that has a channel that's focused on just one thing, and maybe that's part of why the channel stagnates and the growth hasn't been as fast or as prevalent as I may wish for it to be. But it's okay, because I'm never going to compromise my principles. I'm never going to compromise who I am, and I do this channel as much for myself as I do for you guys, and if that's selfish, then so be it. But this will always be a channel of randomness, of whatever the fuck I feel like shooting on any given day. And obviously you can skip the videos that aren't of interest to you, but I'm often surprised that when I shoot videos like this, how warm the response is, how often I get comments of people saying, wow, I'm so glad you said that, because that's how I feel. So I definitely think it's important to shoot videos like this too. I'm never going to be that girl that's going to have a fancy intro and outro and theme music and, logos and shit. First of all, I'm just inept. I don't know how to do any of that. I don't even know how to edit. I know how to hit pause on my phone and unpause, and that's about as fancy as it gets. I never edit anything because I don't know how to edit anything. But I'm just me, good, bad, and otherwise, and yeah. It is what it is. I'm really grateful to those of you who are interested in what I have to say and spend time with me. It's cool. It's very meaningful, and I really, really, truly appreciate it. So I'm going to shut up now, and I am going to shoot a lip balm review because I know there are people that are just super into that, and they're fun, and I do enjoy doing them, believe me. It's not all about angst and, Sturm und Drang and stress and whatever. It's not. Sometimes I'm just a goofball and I'm opening a friend mail or something I got to review or something I bought that I'm excited about, and that's all me too, All the emotions you see in this channel are 100% genuine. But I'm never going to bullshit you guys. I'm never going to, piss on your leg and tell you it's raining. I'm never going to compromise. I'm never going to blow smoke up your ass and say, oh my gosh, this product is great because someone sent it to me. Whether someone sent it to me or I bought it or it was a gift, I'm going to tell you the honest truth. The only time I try to sugarcoat a little bit is if I get something as a gift and it ends up not being the best thing, because I never want the person who sent it to me to feel bad, and I hope that you guys never do. Because it's certainly not your fault if a company makes a crappy product. But at the same time, I'm not going to say it's great, because then if someone goes out and buys it and they hate it, not that anybody would say, well, fuck you, Carrie, you told me I should buy this, because I know nobody's that influenced by me. But I would feel shitty if somebody went out and spent money on something because I said it was good, if I didn't legitimately think that it was. I mean, there'll be times that you disagree with me on things, that I may love something and you may not, but I will never, 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 never tell you something is good if I don't think that it is, regardless of the circumstance of how it was obtained. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shoot a lip balm review, because why not? And I just want you guys to know that if you are struggling today, or any day, I understand. I really, really, truly do. And you can always leave me a comment or shoot me a message here on Twitter. No, I'm not on Twitter. God, I'm not even fucking on Twitter anymore. Oh, that's another thing I did want to just briefly mention. Right now, my Twitter account is deactivated. It's not a permanent thing. From time to time, I get really disgusted with Twitter. I feel like for some reason that's the form of social media, I guess because of the public nature of it, that if you don't have a locked account, anyone and everyone can see your comments. I think that people tend to be really exceptionally cruel and vile on Twitter, and sometimes I just can't handle that. So I, from time to time, deactivate my accounts, because if it's if I just say I'm just not going to look, I can still get comments, or I'm tempted to take a peek. If it's deactivated, then, until I go to the trouble of getting on my laptop and reactivating the account, I know Twitter's not a thing. But if you are, I always forget if it's followed, subscribed, whatever, following me. I think Twitter is following. If you're following me on Twitter and all of a sudden you've noticed that I'm gone, it's not you. I did not unfriend you. I just deactivated the account. As long as you reactivate within 30 days, your account doesn't go away. So I tend to take breaks sometimes where I'm just not doing the Twitter thing because it hurts my heart too much. Part of me really wants to get rid of Twitter once and for all because of the vileness and the ugliness of it. But I do have a handful of friends where that's my only form of connection with them, so that's pretty much the reason I keep it. And I also have fun live tweeting during TV shows sometimes, so that's why I keep it. I did make some incredible friends on Twitter that are now, fortunately for the most part, I have connections with in other forms of social media or, email or whatever. And for a period of time, it was an incredibly nurturing, wonderful place for me, and I got a lot out of it. But at this point, I really don't have much use for Twitter, so I just wanted you guys to know that, though. If you are following me on Twitter and you've noticed that now suddenly I've disappeared, your number's gone down, and somehow you figured out that I'm not there, it's not you. It's legit. But I did not unfollow anybody or unfriend. It's friending, right, on Twitter? I don't know. I can't even keep it fucking straight anymore what all these terms are. But I did legitimately take a Twitter break. My account is deactivated, so your number will go down. You will have one less follower, but it's not forever. You'll see the number pop back up when I make appearances, and then I'll probably deactivate again. Sometimes I literally just, within the 30 days, so my account doesn't go away, I reactivate for a couple minutes, and then I deactivate again, like a little bit later. And then I get to restart the clock on the 30 days. So just to let you guys know that. So if you ever click on the Twitter thing, in the Dropbox to follow me on there, and you see that my account is not showing up, that's why. It's because I'm on break. But, yeah. And with that last I'm really going to shut up now. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you stuck with all these rambles, I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You mean a lot to me, and I'm so grateful for you. There may not be 20,000 of you, but damn it, the 560 of you as of last count that are there. And because I named the number, somebody's going to unsubscribe, because that's always what happens. But the 560 of you that are out there are so special to me, and you mean a lot, and I'm super, super grateful for the interactions that we get to share, and your likes, and like I said, your comments are everything. So thank you for watching. Shutting up now, I promise. I will be back soon with more stuff. Bye, guys.